had that name, Edwin Woko, before. It's unfortunate that such a character will come to begin address himself as factional chairman. To be frank, there is no faction in Rivers State PDP. The chairman of Rivers State PDP is Aaron Chukwuemeka, who was duly elected in the Congress. And as I speak with you today, if there's any meeting of the party in Abuja, Aaron will be there to represent the Rivers State PDP. Nobody knows Edwin Woko. What is he saying about? What is he talking about? Nobody knows him. So, but I believe this is, political season. People take advantage of situations to be relevant in the scheme of things, So that is for me. First and first, I don't think there's anything wrong with the state today. Right. If it was before, where the party PDP was so united, even the grassroots, people from the creeks, people from the hinterland, everywhere were giving their support, I would have said maybe it would be difficult. But with what is happening today, also looking at the political figure that is giving them back, and my brother is almost a done deal if all things are possible.
Now, David talked about when he was speaking, he spoke about the power of you talked about federal might. Now, I want to marry this conversation to what happened in Edo State during Edo State elections. You realize that, or you agree with me that Edo State PDP was balkanized during the towards the election, and very close to the election, there was massive defection of most of the political bourgeois in PDP in Edo State, and to a large extent that affected the outcome of the elections in favor of APC. Now, PDP in Edo State under Obaseki was the ruling party in Edo State. Like we have PDP in Rivers State as the ruling party. There, also in APC in Edo State, you cannot take away the influence of federal might. Now, in Rivers State in 2027, the same factor it appears that probably there might be a replay of that in Rivers State if PDP does not mend fences. Now, when you're looking at what is happening, particularly with respect to the issue between the governor and the FCT, George is saying that there is only one PDP, it's not factionalized. But, I mean, in Rivers State, we have...
Governor is a member of PDP.
I was actually going to
and it's in a different faction altogether. And you can't really underrate the governor and his team. All the local governments are not with Aaron Chukwuemeka, the current PDP chairman. The factionalization is not about split in the party structure. It's about the authorities that run the party. And they know that the incumbent governor has a lot of influence in the political party, financially and otherwise. So if the governor is not with you as the party chairman, your influence is very, very marginal. It's very, very little. I just want to correct the impression. Very little.
Okay,
yes.
Now that you have said that, that brings me back to Edo State. Now, Obaseki went to visit the FCT minister with Igodalo. Do you recall that saga that happened? When towards the election, the then Governor Obaseki went with the governorship aspirant of PDP to pay a visit to the FCT minister, and the FCT minister told him the wreck in Edo State is the FCT minister's cousin, and therefore the election will be rigged because of the familial relationship. Now, to a large extent, when you say if the governor is not in support of the party, that the powers of the party chairman, it will be very, very minimal. Now, you are also talking about them.
And again, like he said earlier, Rivers State has taken PDP as his party since 1999. And there's something that happened between, let me take you back a bit. When Amechi was the minister, after he served out his tenure as the governor of Rivers State and he went to Abuja as a minister, people sympathy went to Wike, and they saw Amechi as victimizing Wike when he was a governor, and so Rivers people threw their weight behind him.
Was it more like was it a function of people having sympathy for Wike because Amechi, like you said, allegedly victimized him, or was it because Amechi turned against Goodluck Jonathan, who was seen to be the first son of the South that had an opportunity?
I'm saying for now, Rivers people, their money is with Sem Fubara and his structure. it will take a lot of energy that will crush them to put them away from Sefubara. Over 70% of Rivers people are politicians, both old women, young ones, civil servants, and they know that look at where their money is, and they will keep chasing their money. So it will take extra money, which I know the federal government cannot pull, to take them away from the system here.
All right, very well. Before I come to you, Frank, George want to respond to that.
I wanted to correct some, issues that my brother Oguzem raised there. Yes, Aaron
said, I agree with him, but I believe there will be a condition of play out.
Okay, go ahead.
That will give SIM. Because if we are discussing politics now, what will happen to the current chairman PDP in River State if, for instance, APC takes over River State and this person is we have APC chairman already in River State, then maybe they will be given an appointment. PDP will politicians are about to keep democracy in Nigeria. No, that's the truth. Politicians are about to keep democracy, and I don't pray for that. Because one of the things that makes democracy good or fascinating is the party politics. If you want to keep, ask the question.
What is the ideology of the APC? What is the ideology of the PDP?
As it is
what
now,
are the difference in the
as it is, my brother and sisters, as it is now, the party there's no ideology.
When you say as it is now, did they ever have an ideology before?
They have. This is our party. Whether sun or rain, let them give this is what I want to follow.
Yes.
It's an ideology.
You know what they are doing?
But as it is now,
I want to follow umbrella.
Yes,
I want to follow blue.
As it is today.
What is the ideology?
That's the vision I want to build. Today, as it is now, when you look at the conflict now, the conflict is that we don't know where we are as political parties. All is that let us go and eat, like my brother just said. Go after the money. So when you allow that to play out, it will kill the party. And by the time, if, for instance, APC takes over River State tomorrow, then those in PDP will now collapse into APC. And it will, that's what will automatically happen. And I don't pray for that, but let me come to the issue of contesting. As we are discussing today, Sim is the governor of PDP of River State. Governor of River State representing PDP. Because whether we like, despite the imprimatur out, Sim is a PDP governor in Nigeria, ruling River State. And I believe Chukwu, by the time election time is coming, the national PDP, whichever way, because I still, I know that I don't play politics, I don't play to APC, PDP, but I know there could be a kind of gentleman agreement. It will happen.
Gentleman's agreement.
Yes. Look, can we overlook our excesses?
Now, when you talk about gentleman's agreement,
yes,
in 2027, don't you think we're just fast-tracking this whole thing with this conversation? Because, I mean, let's look at gentleman's agreement in the current River State crisis. Yeah. Where has gentleman's agreement landed? Hold on. Landed River State right now. And from the body language of both factions, nobody is now leaving it for the courts. Right. Now, while we are talking about the governor, contesting for elections in 2027, we should be looking at 2025, 2026, up until 2027, with the litany of issues that are on ground, and also looking at even the House of Assembly itself, even surviving 2025, 2026, and 2027. So when we are talking about 2027, it's about, because if both parties are saying we are leaving the courts to decide on River State crisis, it means that there will be consequences.
Look, don't you agree with me? I agree with you. But like in politics, until it is done, it's not over.
All right.
Let me tell you for free. I follow politics. Even as we are discussing today, that's why I say I will not carry gun or any machine to pursue anybody in the street of Port Harcourt. But
when they will reconcile you,
that's it. Just when good luck became vice president, when I read the book of Four God of Real Estate, Conscience, the issue of conscience. See, what I'm trying to say is that politicians in order when their interest is at stake.
Right.
And mind you, all of them are talking about political influence. And it's about money. No politician on earth who doesn't have money will have influence. Now, what person influential? It's the position and the money. All of us seated here today. Sorry, if I become governor of Rivers State, ordinarily without Frank mentioning his name anywhere, they say, who's the governor of Rivers State? My name will go viral in the next 24 hours. My face, you are seeing that maybe that is like dry today, will become milky and creamy. But if we did the next 24 hours, so the issue all of us discussing is our position. They are not too powerful and they are not too intellectual than all of us. What I'm trying to say, the position they are occupying makes them influential.
Sorry, let me add something.
Yeah.
While I agree with you in some of your submissions, I also want to disagree with you that some position and money is the only reason why. We have seen a case where some persons are governors, but they were not able to influence decisions that either went their way or against them. It is not, you might have the money, you might be in the position of authority, but you don't even know what to do. So you must, no. Listen, when it comes to politics, there are people who are in the position of authority. Yeah. My brother said something here, which I agree that, you know, most persons are involved in politics, so they want to go where the money is and all that. But beyond that, there are persons who will be in position of authority even with the money, but they do not to do. Well, I do not need to mention them on television. So there are people with this money, with their position of authority, they still don't know what to do. That makes them more powerful, more influential than the others. So don't say that if someone becomes a governor today has money. Okay, somebody is having position of authority, the person was influential. No, not so.
I said, listen, get my point, man. I said, if somebody is influential, like I just said, I use myself. If I become governor of
we are discussing politics, situated to politics.
Yes, excuse me, all of you are discussing weekend. As of 1995, was weekend known?
Was it weekend?
No, I say it's control. Was it known? He has the strategies to win the heart of people because he was influential. And what the influence of politicians is about the people who follow them.
All right.
If they don't have followers, like you said, agree with me. If I am not influential, if I don't have followers, will I be influential? What makes Wike influential? I'm not mentioning his name. What makes him influential is the crowd that follows him.
You might have this crowd and everything, but you don't even know what to do the next thing. You don't know the next thing to do.
All right, gentlemen. Let's move on to Edo State. Very interesting story happening in Edo State. Edo State House of Assembly has suspended the chairman and vice chairman of the 18 local government areas in the state for 2 months, citing alleged gross misconduct and insubordination. The Assembly directed the council leaders to hand over administration to the legislative leaders of their respective local governments. This decision followed a letter from Governor Senator Monde Okpeblo accusing the council leaders of insubordination after they failed to submit financial reports from September 23, 2022 to date as directed. The governor's directive, however, was reportedly resisted by the council leaders who cited their financial autonomy as upheld by the Supreme Court. During Tuesday's plenary presided over by Speaker Right Honorable Blessing Abebaku, the Assembly adopted a motion for the suspension of the council officials. The motion was moved by Honorable Isibo Ade, it's a Northeast 1, and seconded by Honorable Donald Okobe, Akoko Edo 2. The governor's petition dated December 16 and titled Insubordination and Gross Misconduct by the 18 local government chairmen over their refusal to submit financial records for scrutiny prompted the Assembly to act under Section 20B of the Local Government Act, which empowers the House to suspend local government officials for 2 months pending investigation. The motion sparked a heated debate in the Assembly, leading to a rowdy session. Out of 24 members, 14 supported the suspension, 6 opposed it, and 3 remained undecided. Majority Leader Honorable Charity cautioned against the suspension, urging the Assembly to grant the chairman a fair hearing by inviting them to defend the allegations before the Committee on Local Government and chieftaincy affairs. What do you make of these developments in Edo State right now, George?
Okay, what I want to say here is that the ruling of the Supreme Court, granting financial autonomy to the local governments is the provision of the Constitution, the ground norm of the land. I think that some state governments, especially with what I just played out with Edo State, shows that they are not really aware. They are still used to the old ways where the state assembly have oversight functions on the local government, especially on issues like this. That is the law that they cited in suspending the council chairman for refusal, to abide by, the position of the government, the state government, to kind of investigate their finances and all of that. So for me, the beauty of democracy is that we have an arm of government that is like the arbiter, that is the judiciary. And the local government chairman have gone to court, seeking for the court to interpret the matter. The matter is already stated. The Supreme Court has given a judgment, which is the interpretation of the Constitution. So the state assembly does not have the right, to interfere, to meddle into the affairs of the local government anymore. So that law that existed before now is inconsistent with the provisions of the Constitution of the land, which was just recently interpreted by the Supreme Court. If it were to be before, when they were having the joint account and things like that, that state law, subsists, which means that they are under the state government. The state government from time to time can call for, review of whatever. But right now, with the provision of the Constitution, the state government is yet to realize that they do not have such a right anymore against the local government. So, like I said, the beauty of democracy is that we have three arms. An arm, which is the judiciary, that is there to look into what the laws of the land states, is there to interpret. And the local government chairman have gone to court for seeking interpretation of the matter. So I believe they will win. Right. Based on the ruling of the Supreme Court, which has granted them that financial autonomy. The state government does no longer have that power, oversight function over the local government. Just like the federal government can now come and ask state government, let's know how you spent your money and things like that, because they are federating unit. The same thing applies to local government. So the mistake was made because they refused to realize that things have changed. If you listen, you will agree with me that some member of the House refused to vote. They were like, we should review this matter or call them, not for suspension. Let's listen to them to know the reason why they have refused. That was like a gentleman agreement. But they failed. These other ones failed, thinking that that law that existed before now is still subsistent. It's no longer subsistent.
Right. What we wonder is in the first instance, when you say the state governors have oversight function over local government.
So the state assembly.
The state assembly, listen, this letter was written by the governor to the state assembly,
yes,
complaining of insubordination and gross misconduct. One would wonder, how is it insubordination when in the first instance the Constitution does not empower the governor to venture into the affairs of the local government?
No.
Hold on, particularly asking them to submit their statement of account. It is the state houses of assembly that make laws for the local government. Now, it is even the state houses of assembly that one would say can say, okay, we want to look into probably financial misappropriation or how you have spent your money so far and all of that. Is it in the place of the state executive to look into the affairs, the financial affairs of local government councils?
Prior to this period, most of the state governments, sees the local government as appendage to them, that they have like, the oversight through the state assembly. The governor did not just write straight to each of the local government chairmen. He wrote to the assembly that has the powers to make laws for the assembly. Now, for the local government, asking them.
That wasn't what happened. What happened was, let me take you back to what happened. Now, the local government, after the inauguration of Monday Obeblo, the 18 local government chairmen in Edo State paid him a courtesy visit, you know, to congratulate him and all of that. Now, the person that sat over that meeting was not even the governor, it was the deputy governor that addressed them. And in response to the courtesy visit and all that, he now said that they are to submit their statement of accounts from 2023.
Been talking. The state government not realizing that they do not have such powers. Even before that, they never had such powers to directly interfere in the administration of the local government. It is the assembly that make laws. But this is just the executive rascality that we're talking about. The man has come into office, and in a way to cage, he decided to invite them. One of those things he wanted to use against them was to say, submit your...
To an end. It's no more an appointment. Now, if it's an appointed local government chairman, can the State House of Assembly suspend them?
Okay. Before I answer a question, let me say this.
Go ahead.
You know, we have national democracy, which is practiced all over the world. But in Nigeria, we have the corrupted version of democracy. That's what we practice here. So you don't expect all that is good to happen. I want to let us have this in mind before we answer your question.
Go ahead.
Of the APC will never allow PDP chairman to work with him. Practically impossible. It's practically impossible. In fact, if we must find every reason to kill a dog, as long as we decided. So we don't expect that the PDP chairman who came into the local government system, and that's why in those states the governor have now decided to use the State House Assembly to suspend for the LGA chairman to go to the court to seek for interpretations.
Okay, very well. Now, I want to ask you a question, but let me come to you before I come back to you, David and Awaji. Now, to the best of my knowledge of the Nigerian Constitution and political procedures, if you want to follow it constitutionally, it is the councillors, you know, that is the legislative arm of the local...
The laws, sorry, we have fantastic laws. Like when we are discussing issue by my little knowledge of government, the executive implements, the judiciary interprets, legislature enacts the laws. But when you look at it, when it comes to real politics, the power of everything of government is in the hand of the executive. And ordinarily, what the governor of Edo did, or what he has done, was too desperate. It was too hasty. Politically, in our polity, politicians should allow the common people of Nigeria to at least have a peace. Because you came into office, all you want to do, and you want to destroy the political system that you came to see. It would have also sat down and in a way lobby it happened in River State. We all saw in River State, was it 2015 also, when the former governor came on board, he dissolved the elected whichever by using the court process, and also dissolved the council. Till today, they are not even judged because we're discussing the court, the case is still in the court. So it's politics, because our laws are so flexible that you hide under this one and do your action, your illegal action, to protect your interests. But ordinarily, what the governor of Edo State did, for me, if they are going to court in Edo State, which will also say, okay, the topic will not be on illegal suspension, it will be on misappropriation now. That is why you have the right. But suspending the local chairman, it is also wrong constitutionally. But they are the third tier of government in Nigeria. But you can see that in politics in this country, the laws are not obeyed by anybody. All we have is that you have the power to suppress the other person, suppress, and the body language of anybody can speak for his people. I just pray that the Edo State Assembly should not also make caricature of democracy in Edo State, and the government must be very careful. We know he has won the election, whichever way, but the truth is that we need to build our democracy with the tenets. We believe in tenets of democracy. We must allow it to work. But as it is now, for me, it's a laughing stock. It's not up to 2 months in office, and all to do is about structure. I want to
now,
rebuild.
if I may ask this question, because now this move by Edo State House of Assembly and the governor of Edo State, Obeblo, appears to
Collaboration.
You recall that prior to the emergence of Obeblo as the governor of Edo State, there was a lot of bad blood between the APC and the PDP, and it carried over. At some point, it became personal. You would also recall the attack on one of the Guba candidates then. And now, Obeblo became governor, and people were applauding him because he started with the low-hanging fruits. But it appears that this order, an injunction restraining the governor from interfering into their financial matters. And Edo State House of Assembly goes ahead to make this decision over a letter written by the governor without considering the fact that a restraining order has been given by the court.